Hello everybody, General Discord here, and welcome back to Discord in Minecraft. Today is a special episode. This is episode 151, and today is the day of the World Tour. And in honor of it being the World Tour and me wanting to give you guys the best view possible, I have special powers. Ooh, flying around like a freak. Ooh. So I gave myself creative mode for today. Decided to just give the tour in creative mode so you guys can get the best possible views of everything. And where else to start but at the original spawn point in this world? That's this block right here. This is the original spawn. I know the compass says something else. Compass says my spawn point is like here, I think it is. I don't know why the spawn point changes. But this is the original block that I spawned in on right here. All the lava you see here was actually taken from some underground lava pits that were right here when I spawned originally. Pretty convenient, I think, and I wanted to put a little bit of the surrounding environment back into here. This is actually where I put the first beacon, and this monument right here, this little spawn temple I built, this actually used to be made out of stone brick. But a little while back, I decided, hey, let's class this joint up a little bit. So I decided to change it to quartz, and I made the beacon on top right there, which was just a single tier beacon. I actually made it a full beacon, so I've got the full the iron blocks in there. Beacon is now full. It's giving me speed and regeneration. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. It's wonderful. So this is where we spawned in on the very first episode of Discord and Minecraft, 150 episodes ago. Wow, long time. Almost 2 years in the making. On that first episode, I kind of wandered through the trees here, gathered some supplies, killed some animals, and then made my way gradually, windingly, over to this area right over here. And this is the original starting area. And in fact, my original hidey hole was right behind this poppy right here. This used to be a rose. But this used to be the entrance to my hidey hole right here. It is no longer there. I filled it in, but I kept the poppy there, this little poppy right there, as a reminder to where I started in this world. So this was the original hidey hole. Right here was the original location of this hidey hole. And as you can see, I've done a good deal of land clearing out here. Cleared a bunch of trees. I have this jungle tree here. I used to have this for, being able to find my my base in case I went a good distance away because I still wasn't familiar with the area. Really don't need it now. I just keep it for sentimental reasons. But over here, this is my first major build on this world. This is the farmhouse. My farmhouse, where I live. Let's take a look in here. This was the big project that I started off with. It's nothing too fancy. As you can see, I wasn't really having the hang of like interior decorating just yet, especially up here. I mean, this is the bedroom. Yikes. Not that fancy. Down here, we have the potions room that I made. This was kind of a big deal. And then down in here was the first storage room that I ever made. I actually had a storage room up here where the potions are, but I decided that I would need more space, and boy, did I ever. So there's a bunch of stuff right here. This is my snowman. His name is Brett. He helped me with snow for the soccer stadium, because you can't put these guys in plains biomes and have them put down snow. So this is the house. This is the starter house, the little farmhouse. The farms came a little bit later. As you can see, I've got huge old wheat farm here, huge old wheat farm. Potatoes and carrots over here. I actually built this farm in advance before the 1.4 update. Melons and pumpkins, and then cocoa beans. Don't know why I needed so many cocoa beans. I don't use them for anything. I guess they're just a novelty. My reed farm, which is pretty but entirely impractical because it's a pain to even collect the stuff here, so I really don't do anything with that. Tree farms right here for when I needed such things. I mean, you always need a tree farm every now and then. Animals. I had an episode about retrieving pigs. That was one of the first episodes I ever did. Went out to the jungle out that way and got some pigs. And over here, this is my little memorial right here to the only dog that I've ever tamed in this world, Alphonse, my poor faithful companion. He died when he fell into a jungle ravine long, long ago when I was exploring. So that's his monument right there. I still have, to this day, not tamed another dog in this world. Over here was a village that I was building. This was going to be a villager rehab center, and I suppose it could be a villager rehab center still, but the plan was to capture zombie villagers and to heal them using the golden apples and splash potions of weakness, heal them, and to have my own little village right over here. Never really got much further than actually building the stuff right here. But as you can see with some of these houses right here, I was starting to experiment a little bit with different styles and types of houses and stuff like that. I was doing different village houses here, just trying to do my own style on them. This building right here, this is supposed to be sort of like a barn. This is actually my enchantment shed. I have all this space that I don't need. It's basically a waste of space because you don't need that much space for enchanting stuff. Don't need that much stuff at all. Over here is a future project. This is my friend, Gordon. Gordon the tree cow. And he is named such because one day when I was clearing out a tree, he fell out of the tree and scared the crap out of me. So I decided that I would fence him and keep him, and he has been here since the start of the series. This guy has lived here, and one of these days I'm going to build an actual tree house for him, and he will live there in peace and prosperity. But not yet. Not yet. Down here, underground here, there's a zombie spawner, which is actually right down in here somewhere. The first spawner that I ever actually found, actually right beside my house. It kind of worked out to be pretty convenient. Let's follow this trail of jack-o'-lanterns real quick here, and I'll show you the last thing in this region that I'll show you. This trail of jack-o'-lanterns leads over to Halloween Ravine. That is the place that I did my first Halloween special back in 2012. I went down into this ravine and explored it using only pumpkins, and I wore special dyed armor for the occasion, went through and gathered a bunch of resources and looked at all that stuff here. I left some gold here. What am I thinking? Oh my gosh. There's gold. There's more gold. Oh my jeez, I'm going to have to come back here. Gosh, what am I thinking, Discord? What are you thinking, man? So we went in here and did that exploring, had a good time with that. That remains, I think, my longest Discord Minecraft episode ever. Oh, this is neat. I've never noticed these weird floating blocks here. Interesting. So let's go back over here. We're done with the spawn area, basically. There's really nothing else to show you out here. So now we have to go through the nether portal and take a look on the other side. And I love how in creative mode you go through instantaneously. And by the way, we're doing this on peaceful today because we're just doing a tour of the world and taking a look at things. Next stop, let us go on over to the first stronghold that I ever found. I'm going to fly there, and I'll see you guys when I get there. I would take this whole cobblestone route, but this is very long. There's several videos that show me getting there, so I'm just going to take the shortcut by flying up here and going this way. So I'll see you guys when I get there. Alright, so here it is, the first stronghold I ever found on this world. It was very exciting because it was such a long journey to try and get here. Long and dangerous journey through the nether that when I finally found it, I was just ecstatic. And as you can see in here, I've done a little bit of work, not a whole lot. I've mostly cleared out this space here just to help with farming wither skeletons, which I need to do some of again at some point because we do want to fight another wither boss at some point here. But this was the update before the chests in the nether were introduced. That was the 1.6 update, so there's really nothing that I got out of here. And then there was another stronghold right across here. The only thing I really got out of there was, the first nether wart and blaze rods that we got here so we can brew our first potions. More stronghold. Really nothing too special has happened over here. I know there's another stronghold out that way that I've never explored, but I believe it generated once again before 1.6, so there's really no chests to be found in there. Let's go down this way because this is the way over to the entrance. These pillars are really cool. I've never really flown around down here before, maybe a couple times, like when I was doing my intro to episode 100 where we fought the Ender Dragon. I did a long intro with a bunch of like shots from the world and everything like that. But other than that, I really have not spent any time flying around in this world at all. But anyway, let's head back to the overworld, and I will show you the next location where we're going to go. Okay, Allied. Next place is in the overworld. It's down this way. This is the route through the Nether that I built to the Horselands. Horselands are the place that we went out to and explored during or shortly after the 1.6 update that introduced horses. And that was about 43, 44 episodes ago or something like that I went exploring. So we went out into the overworld. Went to the east, I think it was that we went, because we had not gone that way before exploring. So we went that way, and we explored and explored until we finally came across the plains biome that we were looking for, and all the horses you could ever ask for. I almost said all the hoses you could ever ask for. And this tunnel through the Nether right here is a result of me trying to dig back to civilization as opposed to walking 5,000 blocks over the surface of the world. I decided to just tunnel through 600 blocks or so. And of course it ends in a stronghold once again. And then down this way you can see that I was also clearing this part out here to try and help wither skeletons spawn, get some more of those going. I've got an enclosed blaze spawner in here that I never really used for anything, but it's there just in case. And then right over here, this is the portal to the Horselands. But we're not going to stop there just yet, because I have to show you one thing real quick here. Over this way is another stronghold that we explored for last Halloween's episode, for Halloween 2013. And over here we went to a stronghold, a nether fortress I should say, and explored it using only jack-o'-lanterns once again. And this is Fort Halloween. Right over here we went through and explored and looted and took all the good things out of here and had an adventure. Like I said, that was Halloween 2013. Oh, I'm so tempted to break one of those gravel pieces and update it. But I won't do it because I'm in creative mode. I should not be affecting anything in this world. It's like a time traveler. You go back and you're not supposed to interfere with the world, or else you could change history. I'm trying to be the time traveler today. So that's what we did last Halloween. That was fun. Of course, now I have a challenge to try and figure out what I'm going to do for this coming Halloween. Probably more, dangerous, exciting exploration again. Maybe we can find another stronghold or something like that and go explore that. But anyway, here's the portal to the Horselands. So let us go in here. And this is a cool place to be. I lined this jungle / plains lake with reeds because I thought I would need all these reeds. I didn't need all these reeds. But anyway, when we arrived in the Horselands, this is what awaited us. A fenced-in area full of horses. Haha. No, actually I built that. But there were tons of horses. I got all the colors that I could find. A bunch of different guys here. And the first little shelter that I built was this little tent. Just a tiny little tent here. Let's actually take a sleep in here. Just a little tent out on the frontier because there was nothing else out here but me and the horses. There's some goodies in here. A bunch of iron. Bunch of horse armor. Name tags. Good stuff. So I built this tent and this little fire right here and collected my horses. And then I decided, hey, you know what we need to build out here? A town. So this over here, this is the town of Rock Ridge. And of course it is unfinished because once again, I start projects and I have trouble finishing them. So anyway, this is the general store. This is Quark's General Supplies and Sundries. No refunds, Quark. Established 2013. Those of you who don't know, Quark is a character from the Star Trek series Deep Space Nine. These rules right here are actually rules of acquisition from the Ferengi, which is a Star Trek species. Shut up! I'm a geek, I know! The plan was to put some villagers in here and have them be the Ferengi, the traders, because the villagers are really cheap like the Ferengi are. This is the little sleeping area I had established up above the general store. Across here, this is supposed to be like the bar / brothel / hotel. And then over here, pool table. Up here, some rooms. Nothing really too fancy. I'm sorry about the frame rate. I'm getting like 14 frames per second on this video right now here, so the frame rate's going to be pretty lousy. Over here was where I had planned to build the bank. I had all these supplies right here. May still do that someday. I don't know. Over here is the blacksmith shop. I'm really proud of how this turned out. I really liked how this turned out over here. It's very unique style, I think, and I was getting to the point in my building career where I was starting to experiment with things and starting to like the things that I was building. So that's the blacksmith shop right there. And then over here, this is the biggest farm that I have ever built in my entire life. As you can see, there's tons and tons of wheat, tons of carrots, tons of potatoes. There was going to be even more wheat stretching all the way around here and doing all that. But, I kind of got sidetracked by other projects and such, and, well, that's how it goes. But this over here, this is my farmhouse, a little bit smaller than the one over by the spawn area. But I think a little bit better decorated, at least in terms of the interior. You got your kitchen in here, your little dining nook, living room, fireplace that I dare not light because it would burn the house down, and bedroom. Very lovely. Very lovely. I'm getting 10 frames per second. This video is going to be very choppy, and I am very sorry about that. And then over here is the barn that I built. What a lovely barn. Let's try and do something here. Video settings. Let's turn down the render distance by a couple chunks, see if that helps. This is the barn that I built. I really like how it turned out. I think it's really nice. I may, if I ever do something like this, change it a little bit, but I like how it turned out. I got some cows in here. Got a little bit of storage over here as well. Hay bales, pile of pumpkins, some logs, little loft up here. Really happy how this turned out. I just never really finished it all. Over here was going to be a church and a train station. Once again, never got to it, really. Yeah, there's a village out over yonder. I was going to build, some stuff over there, I think. These are my horses. Only a couple of them are named. This is Thunder. He's the fastest horse I've ever found. And this is Jermaine, my donkey. Good old Jermaine. Okay, that's it for the horse lands. Let's move on to the next place, and I will see you guys when we get close to that. Alrighty, so over here is just where we came from. That's the horselands. This is the path that leads back to spawn. And over here, this is the path that leads to the stronghold. The stronghold that we found a long time ago. Episode, actually 51, I think, is when we found it. So it's been 100 episodes since we found the stronghold. Wow. I put a portal in here for fast transit, and the portal leads right over here to the Ender portal. We went through in an episode and did a lot of exploring through here. I had some ideas of what I wanted to maybe build in here, but never really turned to fruition. The stronghold's very disjointed. As you can see, there's whole parts of it I never even came over and explored yet. There's like a lot. And this is kind of cool right here, how this abandoned mine shaft intersects it, and it looks like the stronghold partially collapsed onto it. I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, there's stuff over here I never even explored all the way because, lazy Discord is lazy. It's just how it goes. So that's the stronghold right there. We're not going to go into the end because I slept in the horselands and I don't want to respawn there. Let me fix this sissy bar real quick, y'all. And boop. I had an idea about converting this place into some sort of a storage facility. That's why, this is all smooth stone brick here and then the glowstone in the ground. That's not going to happen. However, I do have an idea for something to do with a stronghold in a future world. The next world that we have in Discord, Minecraft, we will do something like that. So anyway, let's hop back through the Nether and travel over to our next destination. Alrighty, so now we're heading from here, which is the portal back to spawn, down this road, which we have not gone down yet in this tour. Over this way is just a simple little bridge that I built. I didn't even do this on camera, I just built this off camera. It's a little bridge to get over this gap right here. This way leads to our final destination for this tour, but over here leads to something that I spent probably 7 or 8 episodes working on back in 2012, and that is a special Christmas place. because in episode about, I don't know, 58, 60, something like that, we went exploring for snow because we had not found a snowy biome yet in the Discord Minecraft world, and I wanted snow for things. So we went out exploring and finally found our first snowy biome. And as it turned out, where I built my portal in that snowy biome connected right to a stronghold, another stronghold. I had some really good luck after the first initial search for a stronghold that took me forever. I had really good luck in this world with nether fortresses after that. So we are going to the snow house. And that place is a special place that I built specifically for Christmas 2012. You have to go through all here. I put cobblestone down on here so I would know which way was which to get to the snow house. And that is over here. Snow house, nether wart. Yeah, down here. Lag, spike. Thank you. More nether wart. Home. Snow house. So this place took a lot of work, as you will see in just a moment here. So this is the snow house right here. Just a simple little Christmas cottage that I never decorated the inside of because I am lazy. Just put a little bed up here in the loft, never decorated the inside. It's the outside really that really counts. You know, there's a nice wreath out here. I put a little greenhouse over here so I could grow some food and veggies out here. And of course, the Christmas tree. Hand built from scratch. Little kind of diamondy a little bit, I guess, in terms of its shape. I could build a much better one now with the new super tall spruce trees. But yeah, right over here, there's that. There's a couple frozen lakes right over here that I packed more ice onto. This one right here as well. I cleaned up the whole area as well. This is all snow blocks. These are all hand-placed, hand-cranked snow blocks. Here is another gravestone for Brett, my snowman. He used to live here, and I used him to make all the snow blocks, and he was killed by a spider. He is the bravest winter warrior that I ever knew, and here is his commemoration. There's also this simple little ice generator that I built, and the way it works is basically you harvest the ice. In each of these dispensers is a bucket of water, and they create infinite sources, and then they just freeze, and you just reharvest again and again and again. But yeah, we had a Christmas adventure out here, put a special texture pack on and everything, and this is the result of all that work. Unfortunately, it doesn't snow here anymore, because this is a taiga biome, and it doesn't snow in taiga biomes anymore since the 1.7 update. So this is all just sad, rainy land when there's weather. Makes me sad. We could potentially come back here someday to do some exploring because out this way I've not gone. So we could find some new 1.7 or potentially 1.8 lands down that way. But now it is time to head to the final stop of this tour, and that is, of course, the village. So I will see you guys when we get close to that. This is the wrong way. I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay, so we're back here at the junction. This one leads to the snow house. This one's back to spawn. And this over here is the village. This is where my best builds are on the map. But before we go there, I need to show you guys what this place looked like before I changed it. Okay, so this is what the village looked like when I first found it. In fact, let's go ahead and expand our chunk distance to about 15 there. That should be good, so we can take a long look around here. This is what this village looked like when I first found it. And I went exploring for this village, I think in episode 30, 31, something like that. Did some exploration, found this village in episode 33, I believe. So we've been over here. This has been the main base of operations for 120 episodes, basically. So this is what it looked like when I found it before. Yeah, you can see the surrounding areas over here. Just plains as far as the eye can see. There are some extreme hills over that way. But like I said, this is what it looked like before. And this is what it looks like now. Quite a change, wouldn't you say? Quite a change. I tore down the houses that were over here, built a church, built a library, because this place didn't have one, built a lot more buildings over here. As you can see, this village is now thriving. It is heavily populated. Well, I wouldn't say heavily. There's like 12 villagers. That's not really heavy. But there's a good number of villagers here. I upgraded the roads here. Instead of just gravel, they're a mixture of gravel, cobble, and the glass with the glowstone underneath to give lighting. And I also upgraded all the houses. They're now stone brick and spruce wood or spruce logs because I just wanted to do something that looked a little bit different than usual villages. I built some unique buildings like this bakery right here. This is before wheat blocks were introduced, by the way. I claimed this place as my own house right here because this is actually how it looked for the most part. It was accessible to no villager, so I decided, hey, I'm going to live here. So this is my house here. It's got a little just backyard area here with a little garden. And then down here is all my storage. And I have used this storage for a very long time, very, very long time. I've been in this world for, almost 2 years, and a good chunk of that has been right here in this village. So as you can see, there's been a lot of changes, not just cosmetically. This rail line right over here leads to my skeleton grinder, which is way out there. We can actually hop over here and take a quick peek. This is the first rail line that I ever built. So that was kind of exciting, and I used way too many torches on it. I don't think that many torches are really necessary. But down here... Excuse me, sir. Sir? Ugh, chickens. Down here is the skeleton grinder. I found it through exploring some caves that led all the way out here, and decided just to build myself a little grinder right here. So you can see I've got brewing stuff right here, a bunch of armor that I've collected from the skeletons, tons and tons of bones. Well, not in that chest there, or that chest there apparently, or that chest. Okay, so not even a full double chest full of bones. But I've got, farms here. I've got a little enchanting setup over here as well. And inside here is the grinder itself. It's basically just a simple drop grinder. This exit over here leads to some abandoned mineshaft. But that's what this is over here. Skeletons just drop down right here, and I smack them with a sword or with a bone or hit them with a splash potion of healing, and it gives me all the XP. It's not very efficient. I could probably make a more efficient one, but meh. Really don't care. It's a fun little project that I had. Out over this way is where we did a bunch of... come on, fly. Fly, please. Thank you. We did some 1.7 explorations, found a savanna biome just straight that way. Bunch of desert. Really cool stuff over there. Let's swing on back to the village because that's what this episode is about, given the world tour here. You're seeing lots of stuff here. I promise I'll get to it all. I just want to go in some sort of random order to make sure that I have no idea what I'm talking about, because that is how the Discord do. In this church right here recently, I decided to build not only a little basement, but also a secret entrance to some spooky and completely unfinished catacombs. So these are the catacombs that run underneath this area by the village. Not finished, like I said, but this part is, so it looks pretty good. I could just say that they are unfinished, or that I could say that they are finished, and you guys might believe me. Except for those of you who watch my videos, they will say, Discord, you are a liar, and why are you getting freaking 13 FPS? This right here is just a little mausoleum that I built here at the end of this particular row. I like how it turned out. Got to use some cobwebs. Got to harvest those with my Silk Touch shears. Lots of fun projects in this village right here. This is sort of my testing ground for all sorts of different things. We're going to end the episode. We're going to take a look at my creative test world real quick as well, but I wanted to do the main world first because this is where the stuff I actually built is. Over here is a cemetery. This is the Sweet Dreams Cemetery. Built that in one episode here. Just a nice little cemetery for all the villagers that I killed. I mean that died accidentally through no fault of my own. This is the village jail, or the town jail I should say. No villagers in here. Everyone's been obeying the rules pretty much, which is good because if they don't, then they get sent over to the gallows, which actually has real trapdoor action. Woo! And then they get buried in the cemetery. We don't want to have to do that. Wow, 8 frames per second, really. Thank you, computer. I appreciate that. That's really nice of you. Yeah, I get good frames when I'm looking at the sky or at the ground. I might have to consider installing Optifine because this is not playable sometimes with, I mean, seriously, recording with 13 frames per second, it's not going to look good. Anyway, over here, animal pens, obviously. Sheep of different colors that I've needed for one project I'll show over here. This is just a simple wheat and reeds farm for when I was grinding out emeralds from one of the guys here. In fact, it's this guy right in here. He's my little prisoner because he has 12 open trades. Look at all those trades. Look at all those trades. So many trades. So he's going to stay there forever. I realize that maybe part of the problem is 15 chunks. Let's go down to 6. That's temporarily better. Anywho, back over here. This is one that I'm really proud of, the clock tower. I did this just about 4 episodes ago, episode 147, I believe. This clock tower turned out really nicely. I'm really proud of how this turned out. One of my favorite builds ever in any world, at any time for any reason. Nothing really up here, but I do like the way it turned out. Really proud of this one right here. I keep getting told that I should make a world download available, and I need to figure out how to do that, because I do want to do that, so you guys can see these things too. Oh, I just love it. Over here is another one that I'm really proud of. This is the sawmill, and this took me about 4 episodes to build, I think it is. You know, I built over on this side first, then the bridge across, then the water wheel, and then finally the actual mill itself over here, which have, you know, sort of like these stone brick conveyor belts. And this is like the blade and the machinery there with an iron block. And down underneath, there's just some space down here for like redstone something or other. I don't know. I'm not really good at building machinery. But here it is, sawmill, which is of course right next to the tree farm. And oh dear, what is this? I've not had this happen before. Huh. Is this going to fix it? Nope, it sure isn't. Be right back, guys. I need to fix this error. Much better. Okay, so over here, how about more frames than 7, please? Oh, goodness gracious. Come on. Load the world, please and thank you. Okay, so this bridge over here I built not terribly long ago. This leads over to this little cabin in the woods. By the way, these woods I planted myself here. They are all home planted. And this is the Minecraft Forest Service, which is established in 2014. And over here, you just got a little map of the region, which is very slowly loading in. So I'm probably not going to sit here and watch it load in. But just nice little like ranger's cabin right here to help protect the environment right over here. Just taking a look at all this lovely forestry that's going on here. Absolutely love it. Over here, we built this river entirely, by the way. This is a hand-built river, as you can probably tell, because it's kind of, in quality. Little falls that lead up to this fishing lake. And of course, by a fishing lake is the fishing shack. I built this in an episode, and I probably should change the jungle leaves to like oak leaves at the very least. But I like the way it turned out to use some of the new woods, the dark oak and the acacia woods. And then just have like a little fishing dock to fish off of. And here's some of my fishing treasures. I used a bunch of the fish to bribe the captive guy over there, captive villager, so that I could sample his wares and get his emeralds. This over here is our little fishing village. Still not quite complete, but I did do this in an episode. This is actually my, I think, 3rd most watched episode that I did this in. All the houses were going to be a little unique, a little bit different. I still want to work on this. Still want to do some more of this project here. In fact, there's a whole other side of the fishing village I haven't even done. Still have some stuff to do in this house here. That's going to be a special house as well. Over here is one of my favorite places, the Valley of the Cows. It is just a valley that is completely populated by too many dang cows. Because why not? Valley of the Cows is a fun place. Over here, this is a dam that I built. Just decided, hey, how about I build a dam for the village? And that led me to thinking about a bunch of different ideas that I could do, a bunch of different thoughts about projects that I could do. So here's the dam. Underneath here, there's a secret little entrance, this little doorway with light here. This leads down to the Discordian Wither Cube, which is where I've battled the only Wither ever. Oh, and this is for the achievement hunting right here. I forgot that I set that up. So this is the Wither Cube. It has been fully repaired. This obsidian is 3 layers thick to ensure the Wither does not break out. I think I killed the Wither in about 9 seconds because he was in here and I had potions and armor and fancy sword and such. So that's where that is. This is where I prepped with potions and where I would put another star when I get that. I did an Achievement Hunter episode a while ago and did a bunch of achievements there, so I put these signs all around so I could try and do as many as possible in one episode. Over here is my simple obsidian generator that now really doesn't work anymore. Basically what you did is you put redstone down here next to some flowing water, dropped lava on top of it, and boom! Obsidian. I think it still works, it just doesn't work as well as it once did back in the day. We're getting close to the end here, guys. Only a few more things I have to show you. One of them is going to be down over this way, and it's actually something that I finished working on in the last episode, episode 150, where we had that awesome fireworks show. At least I think it was awesome. This is the soccer stadium, which I decided to build in honor of the World Cup. I built the soccer stadium, and for some reason this glowstone doesn't like to work. Hi, turn on please. Thank you. Built the soccer stadium right here. Just wanted to do this as a sort of fun project to give more life to this village here. And I also built this little like replica World Cup trophy thing that I think is pretty cool. And then the last episode, I built these stands for fans to watch. And of course, there's red, white, and blue because we had all the fireworks, which were being shot off of from this series of redstone and redstone repeaters and dispensers right here. And I'll admit this, guys, I built all of this, all of the redstone. This is all 100% legit. This is all supplies that I already had. But I gave myself the fireworks in creative. I basically sat there for an hour and made approximately 40 stacks of fireworks to put into these things right here. Because I wanted to put on a good show and I did not want to grind creepers for 7 years. So yeah, I used creative. I cheated. Whatever. I don't care. It made for a good show, right? So that's what that is. I still need to clean this up. Over here is the last 2 items, and I'm going to show you the second to last, or one of the ones that I'm proudest of before, and then the most important one last. So this right here, ladies and gentlemen, this is Isengard, the Tower of Isengard, which is where the wizard Saruman from the Lord of the Rings series lives. I have always been fascinated by this build, and I've actually built the Tower of Isengard multiple times in different worlds, mostly on the SW Gaming server. That's where I built it for the first time. But this, I think, is the best. I think it looks the best, just the way the windows are down here and how the top turned out here. I just like the way that the spires look from up here. It's a nice view from up here. And let's see, this goes up to level, what level is this? 146. Not too bad, not all the way to the build limit, but it is above the clouds. Built the ring around here. I had intended to build like caverns and stuff underneath and have like forges and all that jazz in there, but I never really got around to it. Like I said, I'm lazy. I get distracted easily. So Tower of Isengard, this is probably the most recognizable build I have on this world. This rail line right over here, this we built for another achievement. This is for the On a Rail achievement. It goes from the village all the way back over to the original spawn temple. It drops us off right in front of the spawn temple, which I think was a pretty cool thing. So there's only one thing left to show you in this world, and that is the Pavilion of Victory. And we're actually going to walk up here. So I built this over a series of episodes recently. Decided to dedicate my victory to over the dragon to this area right here. So I built this nice area with these towers and the reflecting pool that has GD for General Discord, of course. Built the pathway out of the end stone to just show how I could tear apart the dragon's homeworld at will if I want to. There's a cow here. What's he doing here? He's probably visiting here. But anyway, this is the Museum of Victory, and this, of course, is the case containing the dragon egg. There it is right there. Beautiful. I really like how this turned out. Over here I have the Dragon Slaying armor. This is the armor that I wore during the fight. Over here, the random things. I had Stake with me. I had a pick that broke through the end stone to get me to the dragon area, and a bucket of water for Enderman repellent. And of course, Dragon Slayer, the bow that killed the dragon. Also, this is the arrow that killed the dragon. It's only a replica. And the sword that is my anti-Enderman blade that kept the Enderman at bay. So that is the world tour, guys. I haven't built anything else in this world that I have not shown you yet on camera. Let's hop over to my creative world real quick. We'll take a quick look at that, and then we're going to end the episode. Alright, so here is my creative test world. Lots of stuff that should look fairly familiar. This is my fireworks setup that I created for when I defeated Vex's super hostile map. God, what's it called? The first one I did, Spellbound Caves. I built this to test how the spires of Isengard should look. This is more testing for this Spellbound Caves finale, just testing a gravel drop. Over here is where I did the backdrop for my photos with for the hardcore series that I did. Just a lot of stuff here that should look pretty familiar. Like there's the spawn temple we looked at already, the Pavilion of Victory, the longer reflecting pool. This is the farm that I built on the Cubed Planet server. This is the big farm that we have built there. Built the clock tower and all its goodness right here just to see what worked and everything. I've been building a lot of my builds in creative lately before I actually build them in vanilla. Just to see how they look. Soccer field, this thing, blah blah blah. Testing out like some random colors and clocks over there. This was the test of the this thing we already visited, Minecraft Forest Service, fishing shacks, fishing shack, jail, and the gallows over there. Villager breeding systems, these work very well. It's kind of rude for the villagers, but you know, they don't really count. Farmhouse by the Horselands, barn by the Horselands, elevated rail system that I ended up building for the on a rail achievement. This is the bank that I was going to build in the Horselands. This is what this looks like. I think it looks pretty cool. Good stuff in there in the vault. There's a bat somewhere. He shouldn't be somewhere. Upstairs, bank manager's office, blah, blah, blah. Never got around to it. Might do it someday. I'm not going to hold my breath for it. To be honest, I'm not going to hold my breath. Over here, power core for the previous cube planet map that I built in my base. Cemetery over there. The Borg Cube, or a representation of the Borg Cube that I built on the SW Gaming server on the previous map that we had. Part of a sawmill. Part of a general store here from this side. This is the representation of different layers that I built into my base in the previous cube planet map. This big one that was just the huge drop down into the earth all the way to bedrock layer, and then this is the thing that I built on top of that, so it looks like a giant mining drill or something. I think it turned out pretty cool. The cake, the cake of cakes that I built for Star's birthday / prank last year. Trees, lots of trees. More attempted villager breeding things. Some automated farm type things. That's about it to show you guys. Yeah, that's pretty much the world tours. This is everything that's been involved in my single player worlds for the most part. I want to thank you guys for watching so much. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Chris, this is for you. You requested that I do this, and I thought it was a great idea, so I'm glad I was finally doing it. Now I have to go and edit and render this thing, and this is going to be a very long episode, so it's going to take forever to render. So I'm just going to say goodbye. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.